As the plane touched down on the bustling tarmac of Surat, India, I was immediately enveloped in a whirlwind of vibrant sounds and colors that seemed to pulse with life. The warm, thick air carried a bouquet of scents, the rich aromas of spices mingling with the earthy smell of sweat, and something sweet and syrupy that tickled my nostrils, tempting me to savor every breath. My heart raced with anticipation and a bit of anxiety. I was finally here, ready to dive into the multifaceted tapestry that this captivating city promised. Stepping out into the dazzling Indian sun, I found myself swept into a kaleidoscope of activity. It was early morning, and the streets were already alive with people bustling about their daily routines. Surat is renowned for its flourishing diamond industry and intricate silk weaving, and as I made my way through the vibrant streets, I could sense the city's energy wrapping around me like a warm blanket. With my trusty backpack slung over one shoulder, I wandered toward the old town, where narrow corridors were lined with food vendors hawking their treasures, their stalls bursting with colors and unforgettable fragrances. Each step I took drew me deeper into a sensory paradise. I stumbled into a market where women in brightly colored saris bartered with enthusiasm, their laughter and shouts mixing with the sounds of sizzling pans and street musicians playing catchy tunes. One vendor stood out, his stall like a rainbow explosion, promising the most irresistible local delicacies. "You must try the halka," he exclaimed with a broad, toothy grin. His enthusiasm was infectious, and I found myself nodding eagerly as he handed me a dish that shimmered under the hot sun, coated in brightly colored sauces that looked too beautiful to eat. With my taste buds tingling with curiosity, I took a bite. The explosion of flavors sent my senses into a frenzy, sweet, spicy, and tangy all at once, each taste delightful and invigorating. That moment, surrounded by cheerful chatter and the hustle of life in Surat, felt like the heartbeat of the city itself, a lively mix of tradition and modern influences that I wanted to absorb completely. Just as I began to feel a sense of connection to this place, a peculiar encounter left me bewildered. Among the myriad of faces and voices, an elderly woman caught my gaze. She was small in stature, hunched but purposeful, her eyes bearing a depth that sent a shiver down my spine. Clutching a tattered, time-worn bag, she approached me deliberately, making her way through the throngs of people who seemed oblivious to her presence. "You have come for a reason," she declared, her voice low and almost enigmatic. I was taken aback, unsure of whether to engage or retreat. Instead of demanding an explanation, I felt an instinctive urge to simply listen, nodding in agreement as she continued. From her bag, she produced an old postcard, through which I caught a glimpse of the famed Sardar Patel Bridge. What made my heart skip a beat was the red circle around today's date. "Something will happen there at sunset," she said, her steady gaze holding mine with an intensity that felt both alarming and captivating. Before I could think of a suitable reply, she turned and melted into the crowd, leaving me standing there in a haze of confusion. As twilight descended over the city, painting the sky in hues of pink and orange, I found myself standing at the base of the iconic Sardar Patel Bridge. The golden rays of the sun were slowly retreating, casting a magical glow across the peaceful waters below. My heart raced in anticipation, as if I was a character in a thrilling novel on the brink of an adventure. The woman's words echoed in my mind. What could possibly unfold before me in this ethereal space as day transformed into night? Lost in thought and the beauty of the moment, I surveyed the surroundings. Groups of families and friends gathered along the banks, capturing the sunset with laughter and chatter, their silhouettes a striking contrast against the vibrant sky. The air turned cool, and the ambience shimmered with the promise of possibilities. Would I witness some extraordinary event, or was this merely a coincidence? As the sun dipped lower, casting long, whimsical shadows that danced across the water, I felt a surge of energy prickling at my skin, as if the universe anticipated something monumental and unforeseen. Moments passed, and just as I began to doubt the seemingly prophetic words of the woman, a faint sound drifted toward me through the cool evening air, a rhythmic drumming, pulsating like the very heartbeat of the city. Driven by an inexplicable urge, I followed the sound through the throngs of people who had come to enjoy the evening. The vibrant rhythm grew clearer, each beat resonating deep within me as I wound my way through the crowd, my curiosity propelling me forward. I finally arrived at a small open square where a group of musicians had gathered, swaying joyously as they played a mix of traditional and contemporary tunes. The awakening of music and dance was contagious. People began to move, letting go of their reservations, becoming part of a collective experience. I joined in, losing myself in the rhythm, each beat wrapping around my body like a comforting embrace. The blend of diverse cultures thankful for the day's end and craving connection electrified the atmosphere. Faces lit up with joy, strangers became friends, and in that moment, I was no longer just an observer, but a participant in a shared celebration of life. The sun finally dipped below the horizon, transforming the sky into a canvas of darkness, peppered with stars that twinkled like diamonds. Laughter echoed, and in that symphony of joy, something shifted within me. Perhaps the elderly woman's cryptic message was not merely about a location or event. It was a reminder of the beauty of serendipity and the connections that can blossom in the most unexpected circumstances. As the night unfolded, I realized that every moment in Surat, from the culinary delights to the peculiar encounter with the woman and the vibrant celebration at the bridge, had intertwined to create an unforgettable mosaic of experiences. I was humbled by how a short time in this city had the power to transform my perspective, awakening an appreciation for not just this journey, but for all future encounters waiting to be embraced as I continued to explore more corners of India. With a heart full of gratitude and wonder, I finally found my way back to where I had started, but I was no longer the same. The adventure in Surat had gifted me not just memories, but an insatiable thirst for the next destination. My excitement was palpable as I prepared to journey onwards to Lucknow, embracing the adventures that lay ahead. What stories would that next city hold? What new sights, sounds, and experiences awaited me along the winding path of my travels? I couldn't wait to find out. As I stood there, taking in the sights and sounds of Surat, my heart raced with excitement and curiosity. The bustling streets were alive with energy, vibrant colors painting the scene of daily life in this Indian city. From vendors calling out to potential customers to the aroma of street food wafting through the air, everything felt charged with possibility. Holding the remnants of my visit to Kochi close to my heart, I was ready for the next chapter of my journey. Suddenly, I was jolted from my thoughts. A group of young adults approached, their laughter spilling into the evening air, a melodic contrast to the urban hum. They noticed me standing alone at the edge of a busy thoroughfare and, without hesitation, invited me over. "I'm Sam," one of them said, a friendly smile lighting up his face. "What brings you to Surat?" Gathering my thoughts, I shared the tale of my day, filled with incredible sights, sounds, and my recent encounter with a mysterious woman whose presence had inexplicably drawn me in. Their eyes widened with interest, and laughter erupted from the group, light and playful. "You're chasing phantoms," someone teased, their eyes dancing with mirth. "But who knows?" Another chimed in, a spark of mischief in her gaze. "Maybe the universe has a surprise for you after all." The positivity and warmth of the group enveloped me, making me feel instantly more at ease. The sun began to dip below the horizon, casting shades of oranges and pinks across the sky, and as day transitioned into night, the mood among us began to shift. The air thickened with an unspoken anticipation, heartbeats sinking to some unseen rhythm as if the very universe were holding its breath. Just as I was about to dismiss it all as a fleeting moment, an unexpected sound rang out, startling yet captivating. A figure appeared across the bridge, a street performer radiating charisma and pulling in an enthralled audience. He was balancing an array of colorful objects, each one more intricate than the last, while an infectious joy spilled from his movements. People of all ages clapped along to the beat he created, and I couldn't help but feel a magnetic pull towards the gathering crowd. But just as I was about to join them, something glimmered in the corner of my eye, a hidden compartment beneath the bridge, slightly ajar, almost beckoning me to probe deeper. Driven by an insatiable curiosity, I slipped away from the group, leaving the vibrant sounds of laughter and applause behind. The compartment was dark and dusty, and as I peered inside, I grasped at an assortment of old coins and trinkets, all seemingly aged yet poignant. They felt important, almost sacred relics of a past that stirred something within me. Yet, hesitation gripped me. I knew I shouldn't be there, but the allure of discovery was too vibrant to resist. Just as I reached for a particularly ornate coin, a voice pierced through my concentration. "You shouldn't be here," warned a young boy, his tone low and urgent. His sudden appearance startled me, and before I could fully grasp what was happening, he grabbed my arm and yanked me away from the entrance. "People come looking for those," he whispered, eyes darting anxiously toward the bridge as if expecting someone to emerge from the shadows at any moment. "Bad people." Fear clawed at my insides. The exhilarating adventure I had envisioned had twisted sharply into something unimaginable and nerve-wracking. My heart raced violently in my chest as I processed his words, caught between intrigue and anxiety. Why me? I exhaled, my voice barely above a whisper. The thrill of the moment replaced by something more serious as I wondered how I became entangled in this unforeseen danger. The boy shot me a look filled with a blend of fear and frustration. Because you're not from here, he said. Those words hung in the air between us, heavy with truth. You don't understand the danger. The realization began to settle in. An adventure had the potential to morph into something perilous, and I was standing at the precipice of whether to delve deeper into this mystery or turn back. The street performer's music faded into the distance, replaced with the thumping of my heart as I weighed my options. After what felt like an eternity of apprehension, the boy seemed to relax slightly, sensing my willingness to listen. Listen, he began, his voice calm yet urgent. Those coins and trinkets are reminders of a world that exists besides this one. People come looking for them not because they want to preserve history, but because they want to exploit it. What do you mean? I asked, my voice shaking slightly. There's a group, he continued, glancing over his shoulder as if the very mention of it might summon them. They believe these items hold power, real power, and they don't care who they hurt to obtain it. I gulped, the thrill of adventure evaporating, replaced by the chill of reality. I glanced back at the bridge, where the street performer danced under the vibrant, starlit sky, unaware of the shadows lurking just out of sight. Why are you warning me? I pressed, my heart still pounding. His expression softened, a mix of worry and empathy clouding his youthful features. Because, despite everything, you seem different. You don't belong to this world of greed and danger. You came here seeking something pure, adventure, maybe. Not this. In that moment, amidst the city's frantic pulse, I understood that I was standing at a crossroads. With my newfound friend beside me, I could choose to dig deeper into this mystery or retreat to the safety of the night's festivities, leaving this dark and intriguing world behind. As I pondered my next step, I felt a wave of determination wash over me. I couldn't just walk away. I needed to uncover the truth. But also, I wouldn't do it recklessly. In the depths of that night, illuminated by an amalgamation of streetlights and starlight, I made a silent vow. I would unravel this thread of intrigue, and as I did, I would protect not just myself but the glory of this vibrant city, the very essence of adventure that had led me here. This journey in Surat was only just beginning, and I was ready to face the challenges it bore. The bustling sounds of Kochi faded into the background as I made my way to Surat, an enticing destination that promised a fusion of history and modernity. My heart raced in anticipation of what I would find in this vibrant city, known for its textile industry and rich cultural heritage. I recalls the savory aroma that enveloped me in Kochi, a city that seemed to breathe life in every corner. But the allure of Surat called to me like an echo from the past, beckoning me to uncover its secrets. As I arrived, the first thing that struck me was the vibrant tapestry of colors surrounding me. Streets were alive with the chatter of people, the melodic ringing of bells from nearby temples, and the honking of rickshaws weaving through the narrow lanes. I could hardly resist the urge to immerse myself in the sights and sounds that enveloped me in a warm embrace. I wandered through the lively markets, where vendors proudly displayed their goods, the textiles shimmering in every hue imaginable. I could almost feel the fabric whispering stories of the artisans who labored diligently to create these beautiful pieces. Amidst the hum of activity, I spotted a small, unassuming stall at the corner of the market. The vendor, an elderly man with a twinkle in his eye, seemed to possess an aura of wisdom that intrigued me. With a gentle smile, he beckoned me closer. Come, young traveler. You must see the treasures I have. As I approached, he revealed a collection of coins, each with intricate designs that seemed to tell tales of their own. These are special, he whispered, leaning closer, his voice barely audible above the market's din. They believe those coins can grant wishes. His wide eyes sparkled with excitement. But they require a sacrifice. I felt a chill run down my spine. What kind of sacrifice? I asked, curiosity battling against trepidation. The vendor glanced over his shoulder, a shadow of apprehension passing over his features. I can't say, he murmured. But every wish comes with a heavy price. His words echoed in my mind, stirring a whirlwind of emotions. I found myself captivated by the idea of these coins, objects imbued with power, yet shrouded in uncertainty. I could practically hear the pulse of adventure beckoning me. I knew I had to share this extraordinary experience with my newfound friends. Their company always made the wildest tales feel even more alive. That night, gathered around a cozy fire as the stars twinkled like diamonds above us, I recounted my encounter with the vendor. My heart raced with each passing moment, their eyes widening in amazement as I shared the story. It sounds like a movie plot, Sam exclaimed, laughter bubbling in his throat. But the laughter faded quickly when I revealed the shimmering coin I had absent-mindedly kept in my pocket. Where did you get that? Maya gasped, her expression shifting from amusement to alarm. A heavy tension settled in the air like fog, and it was clear that the notion of the coin's rumored power had struck a chord with all of us. The air felt charged with energy, and I could sense that my friends believed the boy's words, just as I now did. Let's find out what this means, I suggested, my heart racing with excitement and fear. The bond of friendship and our shared thirst for discovery bolstered my resolve. We made plans to meet again at the bridge the next day, determined to delve deeper into this mystery that had already captured our imaginations. The next morning, the sun rose with a grand display of colors, bathing Surat in golden light. My heart was a drum in my chest as I joined my friends, hope and uncertainty swirling within me. There was no turning back. Fate had woven our steps together in this enigmatic journey. As we approached the bridge, a majestic structure spanning the river, I couldn't shake the feeling that we were about to cross a threshold. The irony of it all was palpable. The air was electric with a cocktail of excitement and dread. The bridge felt like a gateway between worlds, a portal leading us into the unknown. We stepped onto the bridge, its sturdy wooden beams creaking beneath our weight. I could nearly sense the transition from safety into adventure. Just then, the boy appeared again, standing at a distance, his gaze intense and profound. Whatever happens, stick together, he warned, urgency lacing his voice as he looked at each of us with unyielding sincerity. With that caution echoing in my ears, we gathered our courage and approached the entrance of the hidden compartment once more. Each step resonated with anticipation and an unspoken understanding that we were facing something monumental together. As we crossed the threshold into the dim light, our hearts beat in sync, a symphony of adventure vibrating in the space around us. Inside the compartment, I was instantly struck by the aura of ancient energy that permeated the air. It felt alive, as though the very walls were whispering secrets. Coins were scattered across the old wooden floor like fallen stars, catching the beam of our flashlight, each reflecting a faint glimmer that felt almost magical. Do you think they really have power? Maya whispered, her voice barely above a murmur as she picked up a coin, turning it over in her hand. There was a sparkle in her eyes that mirrored the coins themselves, an insatiable yearning for what lay beyond the ordinary. I guess we'll find out, I replied, my hands trembling with excitement and a hint of fear. The air around us was charged, thick with possibilities. Together, we were about to unravel a thread of fate that might lead us to something extraordinary, perhaps even life-changing. As we stood in that ancient space, a feeling rushed over me, a sense of belonging and adventure melding together. The noise of the bustling market outside faded into a distant memory as I became acutely aware of the camaraderie binding us. We were not just friends. We were explorers embarking on an unprecedented journey, ready to confront the unexpected. All we had were our wishes and the haunting thought of the price that might come with them. And in that moment, I realized that whatever awaited us on the other side of this coin, we would face it together, entwined in the spirit of adventure that danced vibrantly in our veins. That I reached out, compelled by an invisible force. The cool metal of the ornate structure felt tangibly alive beneath my fingertips before I instinctively pulled back. I don't want anything from this, I murmured softly, a flutter of unease bubbling within me. The allure was undeniably potent, yet there was an unnameable cost lurking in the background, something far more complex and profound than mere money. It felt as though it teased the edges of sacrifices that were far larger than any price tag could convey. As I turned to my friends, their expressions mirrored my apprehension, each of us caught in a web of shared uncertainty. Maybe some things should remain untouched, I suggested, the words echoing our collective hesitation. As I stepped back, I felt a palpable tension dissipate into the air, each one of us exhaling the weight of that heavy moment in unison. Our hearts raced, and we made our way back, the ancient bridge behind us almost akin to a guardian spirit, an ever-watchful presence that held more than we might ever truly comprehend. Our journey in Surat was drawing to a close, but as the sun began to dip below the horizon, casting long shadows across the landscape, I felt an unmistakable excitement brewing within me for the next leg of our adventure. Lucknow was calling. Soon enough, we found ourselves on the train, laughter bubbling up between us like a melody, as we recounted the oddities of the previous night's escapade. The rhythmic clattering of the train wheels seemed to dance to the beat of our shared stories and giggles, weaving invisible threads that connected our experiences like stars forming constellations in a night sky. My anticipation only grew as I caught glimpses of the changing scenery through the window. When we finally arrived in Lucknow, the city enveloped me with an air of elegance that seemed to hang like a fine mist. Stepping off the train, I could already sense that this place bore a rich heritage and cultural vibrancy that sang in harmonious chorus. The intricately designed awnings of the shops and sprawling gardens adorned with fragrant flowers painted a magical backdrop, making me feel as though I had crossed the threshold into a forgotten era. Strolling through the bustling markets, I became acutely aware of the mesmerizing juxtaposition around me. Historical charm stood shoulder to shoulder with modern vibrancy, and the city's heart pulsed with life. As I meandered through the narrow lanes, my senses drank in the cacophony of sounds. Vendors shouting the names of their wares, sporadic laughter bubbling up from groups of friends, and the tantalizing aroma of street food wafting through the air enticing me with every step. In the midst of this vibrant tapestry, I stumbled upon Burra Imambara, its architectural grandeur dwarfing everything in its vicinity. All washed over me as I crossed the threshold into the immense hall, the architecture whispering tales from eras long past. A sense of reverence filled the space, and echoes of history seemed to swirl around me like a gentle breeze, reminding me of the countless souls who had walked these same paths, sharing stories of love, loss, and triumph. That's when something peculiar caught my attention. A group of locals huddled together, their hushed whispers blending into the soft symphony of the market sounds. My instincts kicked in, curiosity igniting a spark within me that propelled me closer to their gathering. Each step I took was met with an eager anticipation, my heart thumping with excitement as I strained to catch their words. The clues are everywhere, a girl adorned in a bright yellow scarf proclaimed, her eyes alight with purpose as she gestured toward the old structures around us. You just have to know where to look. Intrigued and unable to quell the desire for discovery, I approached them, drawing upon a newfound courage. What are you talking about? Clues, I chimed in, my voice unknowingly tinged with excitement. The girl glanced at her friends, who exchanged knowing smiles before returning their focus to me. It's a local legend, she explained, her tone dripping with enchantment. It says there are coded messages hidden in the architecture that lead to a forgotten history, secrets of our ancestors. Many seek it out, but few truly believe they exist. The notion of unraveling another layer of this journey filled my heart with fervor. It felt like an invitation, a call to adventure I couldn't resist. Can I join you? I asked, my voice almost a whisper, feeling as though I was staking a claim to something not easily understood, something that could bind us together as travelers on an extraordinary quest. Their laughter was contagious, and a smile spread across my face as I was welcomed into their circle. Of course, the girl with the yellow scarf responded, her eyes sparkling with mischief and camaraderie. We could use one more believer. As we set off together to explore the intricate maze of the city, I felt a renewed sense of purpose. To the casual observer, we were just a group of young people wandering through the streets, but deep down, we were united by something greater, a desire to unearth stories buried beneath the layers of time, to connect with the heartbeat of the city, to become part of its legacy. Each corner we turned revealed not just architecture or monuments, but living tales that begged to be uncovered. We visited quaint tea stalls where the air was thick with the scent of brewing chai, its warmth wrapping around us like a comforting embrace. We listened as our new friends recounted legends, their voices weaving intricate narratives that brought the past to life. Do you see that archway? One of them pointed, excitement palpable in her voice. It said that if you stand beneath it and make a wish, the guardians of the city will hear you. I stood before the archway, inhaling the crisp air as I closed my eyes. The weight of my surroundings, the laughter of my companions, and the energy of the city boiled around me, and I whispered a wish into the wind, hoping it would find its way to the ears of those long gone. The moment was woven into my heart, capturing the essence of our gathering, adventurers bound by curiosity and a thirst for stories yet to be told. As the sun began to set, casting golden hues over the city, I felt a profound exhilaration pulsing within me. Every laughter shared, every whispered legend, and every step deeper into the vibrant chaos of Lucknow etched a memory that I would carry with me long after my travels were over. The journey, both physical and emotional, had transformed each of us, turning strangers into allies in the pursuit of understanding a city that held its past like a well-guarded treasure, waiting for us to discover it together. They exchanged glances filled with cautious acceptance. This was an unexpected twist to my journey. The air was thick with anticipation as we set forth together, weaving through the streets of Lucknow, our hearts beating in synchrony with the vibrant pulse of the city. Each step seemed to resonate with the echoes of history, a rhythmic call to explore markers and signs that whispered tales of a rich and intricate past. The streets were alive, adorned with hues of orange and gold from the rising sun, casting shadows that danced with every footfall. The thrill of unraveling the unknown coursed through our veins, igniting our spirits like a blazing fire. As we ambled through the bustling marketplace, the cacophony of vendors hawking their wares surrounded us, a symphony of life and culture. I could still vividly recall my recent experiences in Surat, the mysterious woman with captivating eyes who had shared enigmatic tales under the starlit sky, and the chilling encounter with the boy, whose laughter had masked deeper truths. I shared these stories with my new companions, their faces lighting up with excitement, their eyes glistening with the thrill of synchronicity that seemed to tie our adventures together like an intricate web. Can you believe how vast and interconnected our journeys are? One of my newfound friends, Arjun, said, his voice bubbling with enthusiasm. It feels like we're all part of one grand narrative. As we delved deeper into our stories, I noticed the bond among us blossoming in real time, a unique camaraderie that transcended our initial hesitations. With every shared laugh and gasp at the twists of fate, the invisible threads knit us closer together. We finally found ourselves in a quiet alley nestled behind the vibrant market, drawn to the romantic whispers of history lingering in the air. Look here, another friend, Riya exclaimed suddenly, pointing at an old wall. The brickwork was crumbling, but a faded inscription danced enticingly before us, resembling an elegant script that might have been penned centuries ago. This could be one of the clues we've been seeking. We gathered around, our excitement palpable as we deciphered the message. The words felt ancient, carrying the weight of love, loss, and an unquenchable longing for connection that transcended generations. The essence of the journey stirred something profound deep within me, awakening an unexpected truth. This adventure was not merely about reaching a destination, but about savoring the connections we forged along the way. Just as we pieced together the last faded words, the sun began to descend, painting Lucknow in an ethereal golden glow that felt like a knowing nod from the universe. In that moment, a profound shift swept over us. The realization dawned that the intricate dance of our lives, filled as it was with diverse paths and stories, were meant to intertwine, creating a shared experience rich with meaning. With the day closing around us, we gathered together, taking a moment to bask in the serendipity of our encounter. Laughter rang out amidst the stoic walls, a hearty melody that echoed through the alley. I felt a warmth enveloping my heart, a recognition of the budding connections with these strangers, now friends. I realized that this trip had metamorphosed into something much more significant than a mere exploration. It had transformed into an adventure of self-discovery, a quest for understanding that transcended the physical landscape. The thrill of the unknown enveloped me, reminding me that even amidst the chaos of life, there existed a beauty and purpose in every unfolding moment. I inhaled deeply, tasting the fragrant aroma of spices and street food mingling sweetly with the dusk, and a smile crept upon my lips. In this vast world, I came to understand that I was not alone. Together, we spun stories not merely to fill the silence, but to build bridges with one another, ultimately guiding us deeper into the realm of our own selves. As I stood there, surrounded by newfound friends, I embraced the unpredictable nature of life with open arms. I recognized that whether roaming the vibrant streets of Surat or meandering through the enchanting avenues of Lucknow, adventure was an ever-present companion that took on unexpected forms, continuously guiding me deeper into the exploration of both the world and my own heart. The unknown stretched before us like an uncharted map, and I couldn't help but feel exhilarated by the endless possibilities that lay in wait. Do you think we'll ever find all the answers we're searching for? Asked Riya, her gaze steady yet laced with curiosity. Perhaps not all the answers, I replied, reflecting on my own journey. But maybe the real treasure is the questions we ask and the people we share our adventures with. Her face lit up, simultaneous amusement and understanding melting into the fabric of our conversation. That's when I recognized it. The shared laughter, the joy of companionship. This was what made the journey beautiful. Who could say where the next road would lead? After all, the essence of adventure lay not solely in reaching a destination, but in the delightful surprises that awaited us along the winding path. As we slowly made our way back, the vibrant city of Lucknow cradled us in its warm embrace, whispering promises of tomorrow's explorations. With excitement coursing through my veins, I realized once more, this adventure was far from over. It was merely a chapter, filled with stories, laughter, and the gentle promise of connection that beckoned just beyond the horizon. Thanks for joining the adventure. If you enjoyed it, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more amazing travels. What was your favorite part? Let me know in the comments. Where are we heading next? Stay tuned, and see you in the next adventure.